Hey friends, thanks for checking out this session of Family Story Time on race and diversity. I'm here at the Red Bank Public Library and my name is Sierra Williams, and I'm glad you're here because there's so many things to talk about in the world these days. And I'm actually going to zoom in a couple of young people to add to our conversation after I read our story today. But I do first want to bring up some of those things that are going on in the world that are really upsetting. Brought my globe so I can show you where this new conflict is between Israel and Palestine. And I think it's really scary. It's really scary and it's heartbreaking. And so is the war in Ukraine that continues to go on after a year and a half. And this is the thing, whether you know it or not, there are war-torn areas around the world, in Africa, in Asia, in South America. And there are just many, many places where it's very, very difficult for children and families and people to live lives that are anywhere near the ones that we enjoy here. And so when you read about or see these things online, I hope that you take a moment to really be thankful for how very, very lucky we are, because our lives here are relatively unchanged by the things that go on the other side of the world. And what you need to remember is that we can't forget about them, and we can't forget about the suffering and hardships that people are going through. And so I really hope that you are able to find a way to have conversations with each other about these important and serious issues with your families. That's the whole point of this program, to encourage you to talk with each other, to have ongoing conversations, and to share your thoughts and ideas and feelings and experiences in a way that's right for your family and a way that reflects your family's values. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about what it's like for people who choose to leave those troubling situations in their homelands and come to America to find more opportunity and a better life. And people who do that are called immigrants. And so here's something you can also talk about, is talk about your immigrant story, because your family, unless you're Native American, your family came here from somewhere else in the world. Now, it might have been a couple hundred years ago, or it might have been in recent history, or maybe you're even the one who came here from somewhere else as a young person with your family. But this is something for you to talk about. When did your family come here, and why did your family come here? What made them leave their native land and come to America? Because there was something, and it was a big thing, because that's a major decision and a big undertaking. So what was it? That's a good conversation for you to have. And today we're going to focus on that in the context of Hispanic Heritage Month, because this is the month for us to celebrate all the contributions that Hispanics have made to our society. You know, Hispanics are the largest ethnic minority in the United States. So we're celebrating those who speak Spanish, whose family history comes from Latin America. There it is. Because sometimes we have a tendency to judge people who are not like us. We talk about this all the time in this program. Speak a different language, eat different foods, look differently, have different skin color. It's not right to judge other people when you don't know them. And so we want to celebrate. And we're going to talk about the concept of walking in somebody else's shoes. Have you heard this expression before? Before you judge somebody, walk a mile in their shoes. Now that doesn't mean ripping the shoes off their feet and going for a hike. No. It means using your imagination, thinking, really focusing on what it might be like to live their life. What do they go through? What is their life like, so that you can understand their experience and their thoughts and their feelings, and relate. Find ways to relate to each other so that we can live together. Let's do this really quickly. Do you know anybody in your community who might be new to America? Maybe somebody at your school? I bet you do. Let's think about, what would it be like if you had to leave your home and go to a country where they don't speak your language, where they don't eat your food, where the culture is different? What do you think that would be like? How about going to school in that situation and having to make new friends? Don't you think that would be hard? What would you miss about your home? What would you miss about America? How do you think you would feel? I think I would feel both excited because you're going to have new adventures and new opportunities, but I know I would also be nervous and probably scared. And so that makes me believe that anybody who goes through that must be very, very brave. Don't you think? Well, let's read a story now about a girl and her family's experience in coming to America. The book is called Aurelie is a Dreamer, and it's a true story by Aurelie Morales and illustrated by Luisa Uribe. All right, let me get situated so we can read our book.